My friend Chuck gives me a call, a few months ago, saying that he's working on a Crosley grandfather clock radio. And here's the wiring diagram, and also this is the grandfather clock cabinet without the radio and the clock. And he has, replaced the paper capacitors and the electrolytic capacitors, which is the first thing you do. You don't really check them, you just change them. This is, I don't know, in the neighborhood, like 1931, somewhere in there. And they're just bad. So he's doing more checking, and he discovers that the audio output transformer on the speaker is bad, and also the interstage audio transformer is bad. So I didn't have a suitable substitute, so I went to Antique Electronics Supply and ordered the transformers that would work in this set. And I got those to him. And a few weeks went by, and he was telling me that the radio is still not working. Well, I stopped by, and we did a whole lot of troubleshooting. And if you notice in the lower left-hand corner, there's a little transistor radio there. And if you've watched my videos, you know that I've done a couple of videos on this. I use a little transistor radio to determine if the oscillator is working in this radio. And it was, but it seemed to me like it was pretty weak. So we took a look at the wiring diagram and started checking resistors in the oscillator section. And we found this 20,000 ohm resistor read 30,000 ohms. So that's way out. So we replaced it. And when we got the little transistor radio up to the chassis again, that thing really squealed. So the oscillator was working much, much better. And if you see where that goes, the dot to the left of that resistor, it goes up through the coils of the oscillator and up to the cathode of a 24 tube. And that's all part of the mixer circuit. And that made it much, much stronger. Well, we still had nothing, although when we first turned it on after changing the resistor, we got some pops in the speaker, which was encouraging. So we continued to troubleshoot this chassis and found that this coil was open. Now it happens to be the bottom one, which is a little unusual because it is the secondary. There's, almost no current there, so it opened up due to probably just corrosion. Somebody touched a wire or something way back when, and it eventually opened up that coil. Well, Chuck happened to have a junk chassis of this, and that coil happened to be good. Or those two coils happened to be good. So he replaced that can, and everything started working. And here he put the radio back together, the clock face is original, and so are the hands. Chuck found a replacement for the clock, a modern one, which you can see right here, and that is temporary. He's going to try and get the original clock working. That box that you see in there, that's the antenna that he's using right now for this radio. And here we have the radio and the speaker. There's the chassis for the radio. And here's the speaker. And this radio is now playing very well. Chuck did an excellent job of restoring this Crosley grandfather clock radio.
There. Welcome to the show. I'm Dana Lash. I'm Dana Lash on Twitter, official Dana Lash on Facebook. If you have the balls to tell me I'm wrong on Twitter, then have the balls to call into the show. Also, you can watch all 3 hours of the live stream on YouTube and also on Facebook. And make sure that you check out danaradio.com and danalash.com because there's a lot of good content up there also. So when people ask me links for things, go there because that's where it is. So really essentially...
Thanks for watching.